to our first NBA trade idea video. Today it's only me and Sky because unfortunately Daniel wasn't able to make it, but we're going to still put out some videos for you guys. This might be a weekly thing, but it just depends if we have good ideas.
With the first trade, it is between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Detroit Pistons. The Lakers received Derrick Rose, Rodney McGruder, a Detroit 2024 first-round pick, and it is lottery protected. The Pistons received Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso, Jared Dudley, a 2023 second-round pick. So, Ethan, how do you feel about this trade?
I think this is a good trade for both teams. The Pistons get Kyle Kuzma, who has a lot of potential. He showed that a couple years ago. They get Alex Caruso, a great defender. He hustles a lot. And they get Jared Dudley and a second-round pick.
Yeah, I think this trade works well, as the Lakers have always wanted to get rid of Kyle Kuzma, and I feel like they could really use someone like Derrick Rose, as he's a good ball handler, and giving up Alex Caruso and Jared Dudley, I don't think it would hurt the team that much.
Yeah, they also get Rodney McGruder. He's a pretty good shooter, and they get a first-round pick, which is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on with the next trade. It's between the Lakers again and the Chicago Bulls. The Lakers receive Zach LaVine, and the Bulls get Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Talen Horton-Tucker, a 2022 first-round pick, a 2023 second-round pick, and a 2025 first-round pick. Sky, what do you think about this trade?
I think this could possibly work, but the Bulls would have to risk a lot, as if they were to give away LaVine, they would be giving away their best player, and they would be hoping for a rebuild, as they would get lots of picks. I don't think the Lakers would lose that much, again, as they really been wanting to trade Kyle Kuzma. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Talen Horton-Tucker are both very good young players, but with many decent players on the Lakers, I think they are okay with trading them.
Yeah, as a Bulls fan, I don't like this trade idea. You're basically trading, like, a star. He could be a superstar for Kyle Kuzma, who's not doing very well. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is just a role player. Talen Horton-Tucker and 2 first-round picks. So you're basically giving Zach LaVine away to the best team in the league. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think this trade would ever happen in real life, but if it did, then the Bulls would have to risk a lot. Moving on to the next trade, it is between the Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons. The Celtics received Blake Griffin, a 2024 first-round pick that is lottery protected. The Pistons received Marcus Smart, Daniel Tice, Romeo Langford, and a 2021 second-round pick.
I think it's okay. I think it's an okay trade. The Celtics received Blake Griffin, and they actually need a power forward. I think they're starting Grant Williams. They would give away Marcus Smart, who's coming off the bench, and Daniel Tice. And with Daniel Tice gone, they can just start Tristan Thompson. They give away Romeo Langford, who has potential, but they have a lot of guards there already, and they give up a second-round pick. I think this trade is good for both sides because the Pistons get to get rid of Blake Griffin, and they receive 3 young players.
Yeah, I think this trade works very well, as the Pistons have many young players, so receiving Romeo Langford would possibly be good in the future, and they have 2 really good defensive players in Marcus Smart and Daniel Tice, and I think the Celtics will want to get rid of Marcus Smart soon because Kemba Walker is back, and they're going to have to share minutes, so it would be good for the Celtics to give away Marcus Smart. And the Pistons, I don't think they really need Blake. He's not showing his all-star potential anymore, so they should trade him now.
Yeah, and with Marcus Smart gone, they can play Peyton Pritchard more, who's been very good as a rookie. The next trade is between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Chicago Bulls again. Again, the Bulls are giving up Zach LaVine, and in return, they're receiving Lonzo Ball, J.J. Redick, a 2021 first-round pick, a 2024 first-round pick, and a 2025 first-round pick. What do you think about this trade, Sky?
Again, the Bulls would risk a lot here, as Zach LaVine is obviously way better than J.J. Redick and Lonzo Ball. J.J. Redick is out of his prime. He's still a good shooter, and Lonzo Ball I think he's out of his prime. He can dribble well, but he doesn't get that many touches, and he's not the best shooter. The Bulls, again, would receive many picks, so they could possibly be good in the future, but I do not think this trade is good for the Bulls at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth trading Zach LaVine for Lonzo Ball and J.J. Redick and picks. I just don't think it's worth it.
Moving on to our next trade, it is between the Boston Celtics and the Orlando Magic. The Celtics receive the two-time snubbed dunk contest Aaron Gordon, Evan Fournier, and a first-round pick and a second-round pick. The Magic received Kemba Walker and a second-round pick. What do you think about this trade, Ethan?
I actually really like it. The Celtics get Aaron Gordon to be their future power forward alongside Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And they also get Evan Fournier, who's a very good bench player who scores 18 points, and they get a first-round pick. They do give away Kemba, but I think it's okay because, as we saw with Kemba out, they were still playing at an elite level.
Just like the second last trade, they would give away Marcus Smart. I think it's an either or. They could give away Kemba or Marcus Smart. Kemba is the better player, but Marcus is still very decent, and I think adding Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier could possibly make them a championship contender.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if the Celtics get this trade done, they are going to be the best team in the East, and the Magic received Kemba Walker, so him and Nikola Vucevic could have a nice pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, with Cole Anthony on their side.
Okay, the next trade is between the Pelicans and the Bulls again. It's basically the same trade, but the Bulls are giving the Pelicans Zach LaVine and Cristiano Felicio, and the Bulls receive J.J. Redick, Lonzo Ball, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. It's basically replacing a first-round pick with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So, what do you think about this guy?
This trade is basically the exact same. It's just Cristiano for Nickeil and a couple more picks. But again, I don't think the Bulls should do this, as if the Bulls were to give away, I think they should go for someone like possibly Zion Williamson, maybe. Zach LaVine is that high level right now. But obviously the Pelicans would really like this trade, but there's no way the Bulls would ever do this.
Yeah, I like it a little better because I liked how Nickeil Alexander-Walker played against the Clippers. He played really good, but I still don't think it's a good trade for the Bulls.
And with the final trade of the day, or of the week, is between the Cavaliers and the Wizards. The Cavaliers are receiving Robin Lopez, Ish Smith, Davis Bertans, Rui Hachimura, a 2023 second-round pick, a 2022 second-round pick, a 2022 first-round pick, and a 2024 first-round pick. The Cavaliers are receiving Andre Drummond and Kevin Porter Jr. What do you think about this?
I think it's a pretty good trade. The Cavaliers get Rui Hachimura, who's basically the main part of this trade. They also get 2 first-round picks, Robin Lopez, Davis Bertans, Ish Smith. I think from the Washington Wizards' perspective, they get Andre Drummond, who will fill in that center spot for Thomas Bryant. And once Thomas Bryant returns, I think they could trade him. So they would have a very good team with Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, Deni Avdija, and Andre Drummond. And for the Cavs, they're going to be very good for the future. They add 2 first-round picks and Rui Hachimura. So they would have Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Rui Hachimura, and Jarrett Allen. I think that's very good.
Yeah, I think this is the most interesting trade we have here, as it is very equal, but I do think that the Wizards are giving up a tiny bit too much, maybe take off a single first-round pick, as Westbrook just signed a 4-year deal, and I don't think Beal is going to go to another team anytime soon. So if they do give up 2 second-round picks and 2 first-round picks, their team is going to look the exact same for 4 years unless they make new trades.
Yeah, and the reason Kevin Porter is in this trade is because the Cavs are trying to trade him away or release him because he was mad that the veteran Taurean Prince, who was included in the James Harden trade, took his locker. So for our final 2 trades, we have a new segment. It is where you choose one of your favorite teams and you make a trade that you want them to do. So one of Sky's favorite teams is the Charlotte Hornets. It isn't his favorite, but it's one of his favorites. What is your trade, Sky?
So my trade for this week is between the Hornets and the New Orleans Pelicans. So the New Orleans Pelicans would receive Devontae Graham and Cody Zeller, and the Hornets would receive Steven Adams, a 2022 second-round pick, and a 2023 second-round pick. How do you think I did on this trade?
It was pretty good. It's very good for the Hornets. They give up Devontae Graham, and they get a great center in Steven Adams, who can fit nicely next to PJ Washington. But I think the Pelicans wouldn't do this trade, maybe because they have a lot of guards like Kyra Lewis Jr., Eric Bledsoe, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, and Lonzo Ball. But maybe they could trade one of those guys away so they can fit in Devontae Graham.
Yeah, the only reason why I think this trade is good is because the Hornets just drafted LaMelo. The Hornets have tons of good guards, so I don't think giving Devontae would hurt them that much, even though he is a great player. And Cody Zeller is very old, and he's out for the whole season from an injury, so I think they could really use Steven Adams, and they would have Bismack Biyombo coming off the bench.
Yeah. Okay, for my trade, it's for the Chicago Bulls, of course. And I have them trading away Otto Porter because I feel like they don't need him. And in return, they're trading with the Mavericks. And in return, they get Dorian Finney-Smith and James Johnson. James Johnson's here because it needs, he's here for the money. The money needs to work out. And they're basically getting a great defender in Dorian Finney-Smith who can come off the bench and guard top-tier players. And they're just giving away Otto Porter, and the Mavericks would need like a scorer to help Luka out. So I think it's a good trade for both teams. What do you think, Sky?
Yeah, all these 3 players definitely, their names aren't the biggest in the league, so I don't think a trade like this would affect both teams majorly, but I think this trade could work with the Otto Porter would be playing with the Unicorn Kristaps Porzingis and Mr. Triple-Double Luka Doncic, and the Bulls will have some more new solid players coming off the bench. Yeah, I think this could work very well.
Okay, so that'll be it for us. Daniel will talk to you guys tomorrow. Me and Sky might be there, but for sure Daniel will be there to have a recap on what happened on Tuesday. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so we know that you guys enjoy these videos. And Sky, do you have anything else to say?
If you guys have any trades that you want help with, or you want to suggest some trades, well, we'll definitely put them in our next video, so make sure to write them down in the comments.
Yeah, and you guys can ask any fantasy basketball questions too, because we're going to have a lot of fantasy basketball videos this week.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.